All right, guys, welcome to a beginner's steel mace breakdown. We're going to cover 4 footwork steps, 5 steel mace moves, and we're going to combo it to teach you how to work out with the mace if you're a beginner. So our first 4 steps, first and foremost, standing structure. Feet are hip width, straight forward, micro bend in your knees, tucking that pelvis forward to create a nice base for your spine to be as tall as possible. Shoulders up, back, down. Crown is tall. We call this step 1. It's a forward lunge. So if I step forward with my left leg, I'm going to check out where my back knee is. Is it under my hip? Is it under my spine? If so, I'm going to drive my heel up towards the ceiling. Find my range of motion. I should have nice straight lines with my leg. I'll pop back up to the other side. Step forward, straight lines, and I'm ripping the floor apart with my feet. Pop back up. Step 2 is a lateral lunge. So if I set my structure, step out with my left foot, roughly at 45 degrees, opening up those hips, pressing out through the feet. My spine is nice and tall. I'll step back up, do this on the right side. 45, hips open, tall spine. Simple. Step 3, setting the structure first. I'll take my right leg behind me, just like step 1. Boom. Knees under my hip, under my spine, and I've stepped hip width. Common tendency is people step behind their calf. We want that hip width so we can rip the floor apart and open up those hips. And I'll step back with the other leg. Rip it apart. Spine is still tall. Heel is up towards the ceiling. Stepping back up. Step 4. If I set my structure, I'm going to toe out my right foot 90 degrees. I'm going to take that foot behind me. This way my hips are open and I'm creating straight lines. My heel is up towards the ceiling. Do this on the left side and I'll hit a deeper range of motion. Toeing out. Taking it behind, heel up, straight lines. Okay, those are your footwork steps. I'm gonna grab my mace. We're gonna start with move number 5. This is the steel mace 360. This is the hallmark mace move. You've most likely seen it if you're watching this video. If you don't know how to do it, I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna start with the weight overhead, stacking my hands in what's known as warrior stance. Again, standing structure, hip width, straight feet, soft knees, pelvis tucked, tall spine, shoulders packed down. My top hand is my tell, so that's the way the weight will swing. I'm going to take my bottom hand and punch up just like so. So the mace creates a 90-degree line over my head, just over my head. So from there, the mace wants to do the work and swing around the back. So tucking your pelvis is really important so you don't hit yourself in the butt. So I'm going to block, dump my mace, pull back over. So if I come up and choke up, I can get some more control. Block, 90-degree line. I'll dump, let my hands drop, pulling my elbows tight. Now I have a driving force with my opposite elbow to do the same pattern on the way back through. So you can spend some time just blocking, pulling back down, blocking, pulling back down, and then start to make it fluid. Block, dump, and pull. Block, dump, pull. Block, dump, pull. Work your way down the mace. Block, dump, pull. And breathe. How many times I see brand new students grab their mace and learn how to swing, they white knuckle their mace. They're crushing it. They're trying to halo it around their body. Loosen up your grip. Squeeze your core. Drive your weight into the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Let the mace do its thing. Block, pull. Block, dump, pull. And then switch your hands. Got to go the other way. Block, dump, pull. Block, dump, pull. Creating a perfect symmetrical circle. If you look at the shape you create with your hands, draws a heart. So that is the 360. Spend some time with it. Make sure it's feeling good for you and what you need it to be. And we'll work our way down from there. We're gonna start with the arrow. This one's super simple, but it does require a lot of shoulder mobility. So I'm gonna start in what's known as prayer. The webbing of my hand is right under the globe. Hands are kissing. Nothing crazy. I'll grip with my right hand, I'll slide with my left, crossing the mace across my body, otherwise known as crossbody top. So I have a nice symmetrical line here from knuckle to elbow. I'm going to do the same thing with the backhand. You can see there's a line from my knuckle to elbow. So I can rip on my mace and I can crush it. To create anti-rotation, I'm doing the same thing with the floor. Rip and crush. So from my seatbelt, all I'm going to do is fire the weight out to the side. Arrow. And I'm pulling on the tail to lengthen my tendons and ligaments. I'll come here, seatbelt or crossbody top, slide my hands, pray. Across, fire the arrow. So if you're doing this move and you're running into issues and saying, and your shoulder's talking to you, saying, oh, this doesn't feel that well. I do the arrow with my shoulder completely rotated under the mace. That's going to be the most difficult. So if you go the other way, maybe shorten your grip so there's less to pull on, and maybe rotate your shoulder behind or under, whatever feels best for you in your practice. We're going to move on to the next move. I'm going to start by taking my right hand thumb down. I'll grip, I'll slide with my left. Pull my elbows down, knuckles up, creating a straight line, much like a barbell pressing position. I'll bring the weight down, another version of crossbody. I'm going to bring the mace to the side of my body, otherwise known as landmark 1 rotated. So I've got this nice capital letter A here. I'm going to bring the mace across my chest. This is the uppercut. I'm going to pull the tail behind me and punch this globe up. You can see this nice straight line. There's no bend in my wrist. The knuckles are up towards the ceiling. Elbows are down. I'll come across the chest and down. Again, across, back and up. Boom. Notice the exhales, and I'm fighting to keep my hips and spine in place. Your natural tendency is going to be this. Rotate, hold, grip the floor. To switch sides, flip your top hand, stab your mace, grip, uppercut the other way. Shah! Okay, we're gonna move on. Cross the chest, flip your top hand, pray your hands. This is called the ballistic curl. Finding that seatbelt once again. All I'm gonna do is drop the weight down. I'm gonna pull my elbows back, pull my shoulders back. Again, intersecting line from my knuckle to elbows. You choose where your grip is. This will be easier. This will create more tension and activation. And this is the move, that's it. Seatbelt, pray, seatbelt, down. And creating those symmetrical lines, ripping or crushing your mace. Just to pass off, take that microsecond to pass it off, and we'll move on to the switch curl, praying the hands. Same landmark here, and then finding that seatbelt once again. So full extension with the arm, gripping the mace. Again, intersecting line from the wrist to the elbow and the knuckle. Prayer all the way down, creating straight lines. So don't bend your wrists here, straight lines. Do this a few times. Take a quick break, and we're just going to piece all of that together into what could be a workout for you. I'm not going to do a long workout. I'm just going to break this down. Hi, buddy. This is my dog, Neo. He's a homie. He likes to interrupt my practice all the time. So we started with the 360, correct? We're gonna do this again. Starting in our warrior stance. I'm gonna do 5 each way. Stacking my hands, my top hand is my tail, gluing my structure. Block, dump, pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch your hands. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, moving on, I'm going to bring my bottom hand up, and we're going to go through our moves here. So starting with the arrow, 5 times. There's 1, 2, 3. 1 rep each way counts as 1 rep. 4. 4. Ripping the floor apart. 5. Okay, moving on. Prayer. Moving into the uppercut. Right hand, thumb down. Grip, slide, elbows down, knuckles up. Bring the weight down across your chest. Creating that A. I'll do a couple from this view. Across the chest. Pull back, punch up. Straight lines. 1, 2. Gripping the floor. Keeping your hips straight. 4. Full extension here. Punch. 1 more to switch. Flip your top hand. Stab. Grab. 1. Shoo. 3. 4. 5. Okay, across the chest. Across the chest. Flip your top hand. Prayer position. Moving on to that ballistic curl. Seatbelt. Straight line. Elbows down. Shoulders back. 5 times. There's 1. 2. 2. Dial in the tension here. Either rip or crush. 3. 4. 5. 5. Switch curls. Same landmarks, but pushing that weight all the way down, straight lines. 1. 2. 2. 3. 3. And take your time. It does not have to be this fast. 5. 5. Okay. Break. And now we're going to add those 4 steps we learned to this pattern of moves. I'm going to take a quick break. And if you can't move like I'm moving, right? I'm switching my mace pretty dynamically. Pause. 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 Make it strong. So we're going to start again with those 360s. Stacking the hands, gluing the structure. Top hands your tail, block, don't pull. Block, don't pull. 1, 2. Squeeze the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your core. Loosen your grip. 1 more. Switch your grip. Top hands your tail. Block, don't pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here we go. Moving into that arrow, top hand up, seatbelt. I'm gonna add step 1 with the weighted side, right leg 1. Fire your arrow. There's 1. Left leg, arrow. 2, 2, 3. Rip the floor apart as you step. 5, 5. Okay, prayer. We're gonna do uppercut step 2s, my favorite. Right hand, thumb down, grip, slide. Straight line, across the body, creating that A. You choose where the top hand is. Left leg 2, stepping 45 degrees. Mace across the chest, finish your uppercut. 1, 2. Keep those hips straight, spine straight. 3, 4, 5. Flip your top hand. Stab your mace. Regrip, over grip. Right leg 2. Cross, punch. Straight lines. 2, 3. Spine tall. 4, 5. Okay, across. Flip your hand. Prayer position. Ballistic curl step 3s. Seatbelt, weight down, elbows back, shoulder blades engaged. Weighted side steps back. Hip width. 1. Switch. 3. 2. Heels up. Tall spine. 4. Should feel a burn in these legs by now. 5. Okay, switch curl dragon steps or step 4. Weight down. I'm going to use my tail leg to step, toe it out, bring it back. Squeeze. Switch. Step. Switch. 2. Drive that knee out. Straight lines. 3. 4. Straight lines. 5. And 5. So there's an idea of how to take those 5 moves, put them with the footwork. My heart rate is up. Do that as many times as you can, but make sure your structure's still intact. Hope you enjoyed this breakdown. The mace is so much fun to use.